Hello. How's everyone doing this morning? Hang on, I gotta do the intro for the YouTube video this is gonna be. Hey, this is Dean DeMarzo here on Dean Talks Music, and we're remaking Glass Animals' Heat Waves from scratch, live on stream. Yeah, that's good. This is where Dean talks at music. Yes, you're correct, Super Genesis. Yeah, so we're gonna be remaking Glass Animals' Heat Waves from scratch, live on stream, as I just said. And this should be interesting. Yeah, Tercero's right. I used to do streams like this all the time. And I once I got into the Friday Night Funkin' thing, I shifted into only doing that. So it's fun talking about other stuff here. You can't hear me, Death Trap? Can any of y'all hear me? Let me see. So yeah, that's working. Okay. You have earbuds. Death Trap, I think it's on your end. How's it going, Lucky Mist? So, we're remaking Glass Animals' Heat Waves from scratch. This is a song I don't know super well yet, so I do have it here in Ableton already. And this is interesting in that I have the stems all broken out into drums, guitar, vocals, and bass. There's a site called splitter.ai that'll oh, Death Trap can't hear because right, I remember. There's a site called splitter.ai that'll split an audio track you give it into component parts, into different stems, which is cool. And so, oh, we got a subscriber. Fun. So with that in mind, one thing to consider, y'all won't be able to hear this, unfortunately, or I'll get a copyright strike, which is annoying. But that is necessary. So I'll be listening to these and remaking tracks, but y'all will be able to hear what I'm working on in Ableton, and we'll have a full working track soon enough. This is weird. I'm nervous. I haven't done this in a while. I don't have a Friday Night Funkin' track I'm working from. This is very different for me. We're going to start by remaking the drums. This is a pretty straightforward 808 based kit. And I could just bring in the 808 kit that's already in Ableton. But I like placing my samples by hand, honestly. So we're going to go through and just kind of pull 808 samples that we like. I have a nice set here. And we're going to try to find some that generally match what I'm hearing in this track. I want a nice short one. This is pretty short. Ooh, 13's good. Cool. This one's going to be just a little quieter than the one after it, you can hear. Give it that accent on that big, strong beat. Hey, thanks, Lucky Mist. Let's find a snare. It sounds like a snare layered with a clap for this one. And again, we'll be sticking to the 808 sounds, as that's what it seems like they're using. Honestly, it sounds like maybe there's not even a snare there. It's hard to say. Definitely a clap, though, so we'll be focusing on that sound. clap is kind of shorter than that. I'm going to try to find a different one. Yeah, it's better. I think it's just a clap. I'm wrong. I do think this is bigger on TikTok right now, Tosero. So it's wild. Looking at this song on the Billboard charts, it has been around for like over a year now. If we just look at the Billboard charts. Here's Heat Waves. Let's look at the Hot 100. Is the chart I generally follow. And Heat Waves is on top right now. It has been on the chart for 59 weeks, over a year. So it must have recently picked back up for some reason. And that is absolutely crazy. Okay, we need a hi-hat now. And that is just a simple closed hat. We're going to adjust it a little bit to die off a little faster. And I think it might be just a bit higher. Nice, simple, just playing on every 16th note. Every 8th note, I'm sorry. Oh, 16th. Yeah, I was right. That hi-hat kind of sucks. Hang on, let's find a better one. Yeah, I like this one better. Cool. That's a pretty solid drum loop. Something I'm noticing from the original track, the kick has a little bit more harmonic information in it, a little more crunchiness in the upper register. So we're going to saturate it just slightly. And to help control what we're getting out of that a little better, I'm going to shorten it. There we go. And I'll just paste that back in anywhere we have a kick. Cool. And let's get rid of that snare track because that's not actually getting use. Okay, so we've got our drum loop. And let's build out kind of this first section of the song. Oh, there's one more kick here. There's one tiny little one. You can even see it in the waveform. You can see this quieter kick drops in here. Oh man, they're really changing it up a lot. I'm just going to go through and mimic each section there, right? Geez, can they stick to one pattern? This is crazy. You can see I'm just reading the waveform above. I have the drum stem broken out here. And then it stops suddenly to let this little tom hit happen. Now let's get that tom hit sampled to see if we can find tom hits that work for that. These should be actually physical acoustic toms. And I like the Garage kit from Native Instruments Battery. Actually sounds really close to what they're using. Yeah, that's right on, actually. That's wild. And then it happens again here. Hey, what's up, Freezer Breezer? Okay, I think this mostly repeats. I can get obsessive about the kick drums later. Yeah, cool. This does repeat. Good. I think in its entirety, actually. Except for this ending. Oh, there's a tom fill there. It honestly sounds like they're using the same samples as me. Except this one is just a little higher. Four hits. Kind of happens here. There we go. Secret of music is just built-in samples in Ableton. You're not wrong. I will never forget the first time I heard a GarageBand loop used on a TV show. And I was like, that's a loop I have in GarageBand, and I'm 14 years old, and I could have made that song that's on TV right now. It's all very accessible. Yeah, it was on like some Nickelodeon cartoon or something, and it was literally just a GarageBand loop. It was crazy. It was the guitar one that goes. If anybody's spent any significant time in GarageBand, you know that loop very well. So that feels pretty good for drums to get this opening up. Let's move to our next part, which is the guitar hook. This is kind of a really important part of this. I'm just going to group up our drum tracks so we can keep track of them. Yeah, keep track. That's good. And this is going to be our main guitar loop. We're going to be messing around with this and using it in kind of different pitch-shifted ways all over this track. It's all over the place. I'm not super picky about guitar sounds. We'll see how this one fits what we're doing. And let me just hear this guitar line. Why can't I hear this track? Oh. right? Oh, is this the first time this guitar has shown up on stream? Hey, Tercero, yeah, check it out. This is my brand new Fender American Ultra Strat, I think. It's very funky. Yeah, I forgot to show that off. I'm sorry. So I'm trying to figure out what register they originally played this in, because the guitar is pitch shifted all over the place for this. Let me just try playing along with this one time. I know y'all can't hear it, but... Okay. So this is one of those guitar parts that sounds kind of complicated and isn't, as most things are in music. They sound more complex than they really are. This is one chord shape that's getting moved around to a bunch of different chords. It's the root, the fifth. Is the guitar quiet? I can turn it up. It's the root, the fifth, and the third of the chord being played in this pattern. And then we just move that to different chords. So here's a C sharp minor, a B, a G sharp, an F sharp, an E, a B, G sharp again, and then F sharp. Sorry, G sharp minor. Cool. And we just follow that pattern throughout. I'm going to slow this down a little bit because it sounds like maybe it was recorded a bit slower and then sped up to give it a little bit of a glitchy effect. So I'm going to slow this down. We're going to record this. Just going to turn up my input volume as well so we get more of it. Let's try that. I'm going to try finger picking it, see if we can get the right sound. Yeah, it was just kind of quiet, Tercero. And I'm going to set my click. So I have every eighth note clicking on here. Cool. I can do that without messing up, though. Hang on. We were so close. Except, thankfully, I think this second half is the same both times. So I'm just going to copy and paste. That's fixed. Now we're going to quantize this. And speed it back up to the original 81 BPM. Let's take a listen. Where'd you go? Oh. Now, I am also hearing it an octave up from there. Let's see if we can get away with just pitch shifting this. And again, anytime you pitch shift audio, it's gonna get glitchy and weird. Like, take a listen to this. This is shifted an octave out of range. Actually sounds really good. It should not sound that good. Let's see if we can make it sound crappy. There we go. You can hear the graininess of it. That's what pitch shifting sounded like forever, but now we have this complex algorithm that literally does it perfectly, and that's unhealthy that we have access to that. So quantizing just takes what's already there and snaps it to the grid. You can see they're all just a little bit off right now, and I'm just going to snap them all perfectly in time. And with pop music, you generally want everything pretty perfectly in time. And this one we can get away with doing even more to edit this audio because it's supposed to sound kind of glitchy and off. That gives it kind of this like vaporwave aesthetic that the song has. Cool. I think it is only this first half that plays in the intro. Let me just confirm that for myself. It really sounds like it's recorded really slowly too, like almost like it was done at half speed. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to record this at half speed and then speed it up to match that tone, because it just sounds like so like a vinyl record that was sped up in the intro. It's really weird. So we're going to try this at half speed. There's almost a little bit of vibrato on it, too. I missed the count. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we got that, and now we're going to pitch shift it up without warping it. And because we recorded it at half speed, shifting it up an octave doubles the speed. That's just musical math. When you double something's speed without pitch shifting it, it goes up an octave. That actually got me exactly the sound I wanted. Sweet. Cool. These feel like they should be on a different track because they're like a different guitar sound, but these can live together with a nice chorus on them. Now, a chorus is an effect that gives kind of this this wavery, shimmery sound. Here's the guitars as they are. Now let's add some chorus. That's nice. Okay, I think there's some bass we have to add as well. And we'll be using what is what's been come to be known as an 808 bass, which is kind of a weird. It's a weird definition for something. Actually, let's use operator to make this, since that is available just in Ableton. You don't need any extra synthesizers to do it. So, an 808 bass is a pretty simple thing to construct. It is. Let me pull this up. There we go. It's just a sine wave, which is the most basic form of synthesis you can do. You can hear that, right? But with a couple specific changes. One is that it starts at a really high pitch and then drops down like this. And if we slow that down, that sounds like this. Sounds ridiculous, right? But this happens really quickly. That happens on a scale of milliseconds. Okay. Good. The next thing it does is it does decay a little bit over time. Oh, I had the wrong envelope. There we go. Let me play this on an actual piano. So you can hear how this is working. And then finally, they'll often have a little bit of saturation applied after the fact. And that's an 808. Kinda don't like... There's something bugging me about this. About this release. When I let go of it, it just sounds weird. There we go. Okay. Let's figure out what the bass is playing. There we go. I think I got that right. The last chord change is kind of weird. Cool. The guitar and the chords do not play the same chord at the end, which messes with me. I'm just going to listen closely to it one more time, see if there's any parts I missed. I feel like we got most of it, right? That sounds like the song. Okay, there's a subtle pad of some kind in the background. A pad is a synthesizer that just sounds... It just plays chords. It sounds kind of warm and open in the background. And we're going to try Serum for this. But not that sound. Just like a nice... Definitely not that. But we can immediately take this, widen it up a little, throw it under a filter, keep it right about here. We're going to add just a little bit of distortion, keep it crunchy. And I feel like it fades in kind of on every beat, right? On every measure. So we're going to add an LFO. Cool. When am I going to be able to monetize this channel? Very soon. I'm already at the subscriber mark, which I didn't realize. I forgot this channel even existed for like a year, and I just gained subscribers in that time, so I'm super thankful for that. But yeah, we need more watch time. So I'm streaming. I'm going to be posting videos. I wrote 2 videos last night for this channel that are going to be a lot of fun. One is on this is the like catchy YouTube title. It's just gonna be "It's Okay to Steal," and it's gonna be me holding a guitar, like, I don't know, stealing some music or something. And basically, it's about the idea that you should imitate other artists when you're just starting out. Obviously, don't like just plagiarize outright, but effective ways to use other people's ideas to learn the language of music. So that's the first one, and then the second one is just on effectively finishing songs in like a positive way, so you don't just get stuck on stuff. So I wrote 2 really fun videos. I'm going to shoot them right after this, and they should be up in the next few days. Feature you in your video. Def Drip, you'll be in this one if you're on chat. Is it showing chat right now? Yeah, it's showing chat. Cool. It's only showing the last couple chat messages, which is weird, but whatever. We'll get used to it. We'll figure it out. You heard it here, folks. It's okay to steal. All right, let's put in this this chord progression. There's one note I just want to check that I'm really not sure about. Okay, weird. The bass does some... the bass just keeps messing with me, but I'll just ignore it, because that's what the song is doing. That's wild. Okay, here we go. 2, ready, and... Why can't I hear it? Is it just too quiet? What's going on? It is so quiet. It's because everything else is so loud. Hang on. This is an important concept in mixing in general. Mix down, not up. If you find stuff is getting... If you find you can't hear something, don't turn it up. Turn everything else down, because chances are your mix is getting too loud, as mine just was. I forgot the last 2 chords. I don't know what they were. There we go. Okay, I think that's pretty close to the tone we want. I think this filter needs to be a little more open so we hear more of the notes. Cool. We're just going to use an EQ to cut out some of those harsh frequencies. That last chord is so wrong. I just can't. Now let's get some of this going on a reverb track, too. We're going to bring in my usual reverb, which is Valhalla Vintage Verb. Absolutely love it. Let's use this on 80s mode. 80s mode. Playing the hits of the 80s, 90s, and today. Is today just everything since the year 2000? That bothers me. Does that bother anyone else? I feel really good about that. That feels a lot closer than I thought I was going to get. I'll be honest. Okay. Now, the good news is most of this song is a lot of those same concepts just applied over and over. So we can, to a certain degree, just copy and paste what we've got already, which is nice. All I think about is you. Heat lights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Make you happier now. Okay, our drum part is pretty similar. I'm going to play you, hopefully I don't get copyright strike. I'm going to play you a little bit of the drum stem here, and we can kind of compare how it sounds from before. Here's the original drum stem. There's the one from the chorus, and then here's in the verse. It gets a little more sparse. So you can see it really cuts down a lot there. And that's mostly due to the fact that the hi-hats go from playing on every 16th note, right? Every one of these little chunks, to just every 8th note, so half as often. We still have those claps on 2 and 4, nice and simple. That's always a safe bet with a drum beat. And our kick pattern changes a little bit. We have doons, cats, doon, doon, cats. It's the walk this way beat. And then it goes back to the same pattern we had earlier. Do, 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 cats. Ah, and then it goes right back to the 16ths. That's fun. Okay, so this speaks to something really important in song arrangement. And that is the fact that you are constantly playing with tension and with intensity and with complexity, changing it upwards and downwards to keep the momentum of a song going. I had a professor in college who said, if you're not changing something every 10 seconds in a song, you're losing the audience. And that doesn't have to be a big change. That doesn't have to be a huge section change every 10 seconds. It could be something as simple as going from an eighth note hi-hat pattern like this and what do we have about 10 seconds later? Changes to a 16th note hi-hat. That is just the right amount of time to introduce a new element. Cool. Yeah, write that down. That's good. And then we're back into our chorus. And I love that. I love that I can just grab this whole chorus, drop it right in. And most of the difference between the verse and the chorus is in the vocals. It's that we have these surrounding vocals come in with the "sometimes all I think about is you" all around us, right? Nothing really changes that drastically from the instrumental. Our bass comes back in. Actually, was our bass here in the verse? I think it was. Yeah. Okay, we have one little drop here. We have to cut our hi-hats, cut our guitars, and we have a little coming in. So we're gonna grab, I don't know if I can find the exact one they're using. I'm just gonna use one of my usual. Anyone who's watched my other channel knows I use this sample in literally every track. This short sweep. And this is what I generally refer to as a production effect. That's way too intense. Let's bring that down. It also needs to start later. It's pretty last second. Hey, later, Super Genesis. We're back in on our chorus. There's a really subtle crash cymbal in there, too. See if we can sneak one of those back there, kind of wash it in reverb. That will do. And because this is always going to be just drenched in reverb, we're actually going to permanently apply this reverb. We'll go 80s mode again. Okay. And so we've applied that. We're now going to freeze. And then flatten this track. And you can see now there's no effects on the track, it's just drenched in reverb. Hey, later, Freezer. Okay, then we drop down again. We're back into our verse. I think we might recreate only up to the first chorus in order to keep this video reasonable, but that's all the information in this song. So let's call it there, and let's do vocals now. Let's hear what we got. Oh, we need drums in the intro. There's a really subtle drum part in the intro. This we can use an 808 kit for. Death Trap, yeah, I'm going to edit this stream down. I may actually experiment with hiring an editor for this one. I know I want to hire an editor for something. I don't know if it's my gaming streams on Longest Solo Ever or my music streams here or both. I have an editor in mind that I found. I really like his work. So this may be kind of a test run for him. I may send this over to him, see what he can do with it. We'll see. I don't know. But yes, definitely editing this one down, whether it's by me or by someone else. And posting it just as a normal video. If you check out the Dua Lipa video I did on this channel, it'll be very much in the same style and pacing as that. Probably about 20 minutes. 15 to 20 minutes. I think it'll be fun. Next song to cover, Zombie by the Cranberries. That's a great song. My wife and I play that live when we do our restaurant gigs and stuff. Okay. This is a pretty simple part. We're just going to write this in. Whoops. That's not what I wanted at all. Can you just... Okay, there we go. And clap on 2 and 4. Let's just adjust this a little to get more of the tone we want. And then finally, we have to make this sound really tiny. So we're going to use an EQ. Oops, not that one. Good. I want this sounding really itty-bitty. Sweet. That needs to cut out here so we can have the big tom hit. Cool. I think with that, let's take a listen to our track. This is going to get that lo-fi effect too, I think. Let me just hear this part. I want to throw a Wolf compressor on here, see if I can get kind of a more lo-fi feel. Cool. Nice, that's sounding really good. And lastly, let's do some light mastering. We're just going to throw Slate FGX on here. And there's some noise coming from this plugin. Okay, Slate FGX is going to bring things up, make them a little punchier. Let's take a listen to that. There we go. Lucky Mist. What do I use Serum primarily for? Everything. I use Serum. If I'm synthesizing something, if I'm making a synth sound from scratch, I pull up Serum because it's the synth I know is the most versatile. And it's anytime you hear a synth sound in anything I've produced, it's Serum. If it's a bass, if it's a chord, it's a lead, it's a quick little arpeggio thing in the background. Even for stuff like noise sweeps or sub drops, I will make them in Serum just because I know between these envelopes, these LFOs, the incredible wavetables they provide, all the effects they have in here, I can just make anything I want really quickly. If you want to learn Serum, I highly suggest Virtual Riot has a tutorial on Serum. That's not the one I'm looking for. Hang on. Here we go. It's called Studio Time with Virtual Riot. This video, Studio Time with Virtual Riot. He goes through every feature of Serum in like an hour and 15 minutes, and it's incredible. He's a genius producer. Definitely watch that if you want to learn Serum inside out. And I feel like I've only scratched the surface, and I need to watch that video a few more times. Okay, so with that... Sounds pretty freaking good. I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm just saying. We're going to bounce that out to a quick little wave file. And we're going to do the vocals in Pro Tools. For a lot of reasons I'll explain when we get there. It's going to help me auto-tune the vocals better. It just gives me a lot more control over every little aspect of what I'm doing as far as editing and recording multiple takes and all that stuff goes. It's just a lot easier to do in Pro Tools. And yes, I am stalling while this exports. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this went. Even though this is like my main skill set, is just ripping off other people very effectively. Once this is done, we'll open up Pro Tools, we'll record some vocals. This microphone I'm using here, I don't know if I've talked about it yet. This is the SM7B. This is kind of the big brother to the SM58 you usually see me streaming on. And the 58 is a wonderful mic for spoken word, and it's perfect for live vocals, singing live on stage, because it rejects any kind of feedback or anything around it. You will never have any problems with that on a 58, and they're like indestructible. The joke goes that you can nail the stage together using it as a hammer and then sing on that same stage later tonight. That is how durable the SM58 is. This is the SM7B, which is the big brother to the 58. It is a super powerful broadcast mic. It's usually used in radio. And so it's great for spoken word streaming like this. It does have one catch, and that is it's so heavy, it's so hefty, that the voltage it puts out actually isn't loud enough to be usable on its own. And you need an external device. This is called a cloud lifter, but there's a bunch of them by different companies to make it actually functional. Was this the mic my wife borrowed? No, this is not the mic my wife borrowed. Which one did she steal? I don't remember. It's upstairs. It's an AT4040, I think. Audio-Technica. Anyway, that's done exporting. Let's hop into Pro Tools now. And we're going to record vocals for this song, which should be interesting because I don't really know how to sing this song. I know the chorus, and that's it. So actually, with that in mind, I think I'm also going to export the original vocal part here. Oh, no, now I remember. I'm sorry. The 58 was the mic my wife borrowed. This one, she stole it. She took it. It's hers now. And then I bought another one so I could use it down here. But she still has the original. This song is called Heat Waves. This can go in the... Do we have a Dean Talks Music folder yet? Nope. Dean Talks Music. Boop. Okay, let's grab those files we just made. And I'm going to set the vocals again so only I can hear them. I'm sorry. I have a special output rigged up that only goes to my headphones and not to y'all, which is fun. We're going to start with the chorus, and then we'll work out from there. The only issue you have with music production right now, a couple serum pads layering each other hits your CPU hard. Lucky you missed. I know what you mean. I have been there. I was absolutely there with older computers when I was growing up. The best thing you can do is that freeze and flatten thing I was doing. I don't know what software you're working in, if you're working in FL or Ableton or anything else, but chances are it has some kind of commit this from MIDI into audio, and it'll turn it into audio like this, and that takes all the load off your processor. It does mean you've committed to whatever sound you made, but sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it keeps you from getting too second-guessy with yourself. So if you're running out of space, running out of CPU overhead, just bounce your stuff to audio tracks. You use LMMS. Yeah, I'm sure LMMS has a feature like that as well. Okay. So we're going to start with our chorus. I have input 2 set up as this mic. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. How exactly does he say this? Late nights in the middle of June. Perhaps it figured me out. Can make you happier now. Okay, I think I know how it goes. Sometimes all I think about is you. I can't hear myself. Stealing is good. It is, though. It's how you learn. You'll see in the video I make. I promise. I make a good case for stealing. Sometimes all I think about is you. I keep wanting to say heat waves in the middle of June. That's not the lyrics. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. I cracked on happier. That was rough. Can make you happier now. Okay, we're going to double track that, meaning we're going to sing the exact same thing and stack it again. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. And then we have our harmony, or what you might consider the melody. It's hard to say. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. It moves to singing just the lead line in the second half, and that's weird to me. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. I sang the harmony there. Damn it. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been... Damn it. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Okay. That's a chorus. We have this little intro too where he sings kind of a different line. Last night all I think about is you. All right, I'm gonna try that. Not recording on 2 tracks. Last night all I think about is you. Last night all I think about is you. Don't stop, baby, you can walk through. Don't want, all I think about is you. You know that I'm never gonna lose. That's weird. It doesn't like follow any of the structure of the song that happens right in the middle here. And then we finally have this road boy, wiggle in the vision. That kind of thing. I sound like Shaggy when I said that. Here we go. I'm going to sing it in a normal register, and then we're going to pitch shift it down an octave to get that like chopped and screwed kind of feel. Road. I missed a baby on the 3rd line. Whatever. It's crunchy and tiny, and I don't... It's a teeny little line. I'm not worried about it. Road shimmer, wiggle in the vision. Heat waves, I'm swimming in the mirror. I'm gonna try not to be, like, growly when I do that. Road shimmer, wiggle in the vision. Heat waves, I'm swimming in the mirror. Okay. There's that. Let's do verse now. Usually I put something on TV, so I never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. Yeah. But today I see our reflections. Why can't I say reflections? Reflections. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. Now this is tough. This is getting into a range I'm not great at singing in. I have a voice lesson later today, actually, so I'll talk to my teacher about this, but... You just need a better life than this. That's a really weird range for me. It's like between my head voice and my chest voice. You need something I could never give. What's up, Lindsay? You just need a better life than this. I'm gonna try to do it all head voice. We'll see how that works. You just need a better life than this. You need something I could never give. What is this? You need something I could never give. Ooh. You just need it. I don't know the words. You just need a better life than this. You need something I could never give. What are these lyrics? Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night has come, but it's gone now, the night has come, but... All right. And that's lyrics. That's the vocals. Now we edit. And that's going to take the form of a few different things. First is what we call comping, which is just kind of taking different pieces of different takes and putting them together. I've already got them all on the same line, but I'm adding a little fade in between so they don't glitch out when I'm switching from one track to another. And then the next thing I like to do, I won't do it as maybe obsessively as I would for a real production, but I will go through and just kind of adjust the volume really on a word-by-word basis at times. Like if I have a word that's standing out, I'll cut it down a little bit in volume. And ones that are quiet, I'll bring up to try and get an overall level response before it even hits the compressor. And I know that's kind of what we're using the compressor for, but this will do that job before it even gets to the compressor, meaning we get more even compression throughout, and that's important. Okay. Now here's the part where we auto-tune, where we make me into a good singer. So here's how auto-tune works, and this is a little frustrating. You play it into the program. So I set it up to track, and then I hit play. Oh, hang on. I am not a soprano. I am a high baritone at best, but we're going to use the tenor setting. Cool. Teen auto-tuning, my god. Yes, I use auto-tune on everything. So much. I've seen in many percussion instruments that they have a click option for the beginning of the hit. I guess I don't know what you're talking about, Lucky Mist. I don't have... If you want to drop by the Discord, which I don't have a link for here, shoot. They have a click option for the beginning. I don't know what you're talking about, Lucky Mist. I'm sorry. The short answer for what genre is it useful for? The answer is always where you think it sounds good. That is the only answer that ever matters in music. What waveform is the autotune creating? So, autotune is showing you two things at once. We have this line in the foreground, kind of. You can see, if I move it up here, you can see this line here. This is representing the pitch. When that goes up, I'm singing higher, and when it goes low, I'm singing lower. But this white waveform in the background is volume. So now I can see both volume and pitch in this, and that helps me just identify what words I'm tuning. And then I'm just going to literally draw the pitch I wanted to sing into here. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Separate Dean Talks music Discord? Maybe. I thought about it. It'd be a lot to manage. But something just like a little more grown up, a little more music production focused, it could be good. So I'm going to select all that. I'm going to turn the retune speed down a little. You can hear, here's what zero retune speed sounds like. It's full T-Pain. Sometimes all I think about is you. And that's not natural sounding, so we're going to pull it back to like 30. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Cool. And we're going to render. And that commits it to the actual audio itself. Now, the good news is, our next line is exactly the same, right? So we can just track the pitch in, and we don't have to do it by hand again. It's just going to apply what's already there. Now, this one's a little different. Our first half is different, right? Let's cut those. And we're going to learn this one now. Let it listen.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now.
Now we're just going to write this first half. Late nights in the middle of June. And because this is a harmony, we can go a little harder on the tuning. I tend to tune harmonies a little more coarsely than leads, because you can get away with more back there, and they need to be tighter in order to fit in better. Okay, we apply that. Let's take a listen. Let's just listen to our vocals. And I'm going to pan these a little bit. I'm going to pan the higher vocals out to the sides. Let's hear what we got.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June.
Something is wrong. And it's that this note was tuned too high. Sometimes that happens. And that's why you always leave it up before you hear it. That's why I didn't close this window. Oh, shoot. I actually need to re-listen to this.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now.
Let's render that. Have it listen to the second one now that we have the correct notes written in.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes
Let's listen to that.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out.
Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's tune this verse real quick. It's a real mess of a verse. We're going to tune this to relaxed now because I know my delivery was really off on some notes. And this lets it be kind of more chill with what notes it thinks you're singing.
But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I could never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night has come, but usually
That's not terrible, but it's not great.
Usually I put something on TV.
And it helps to know what melody you were singing. You can kind of eyeball this, but if the singer's really off, it does not work.
Laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. Usually I put something on TV, so I never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this.
See, I completely missed the notes there because I did not know what I was tuning.
You just need a better life than this. You need sun. I don't know the words. Fake water all across the road. Na 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 na.
We're going to set that to very loose. Let's take a listen.
Usually I put something on TV, so I never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I can never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night has come, but
Yeah. It ain't great, but it's good enough for this. Let's save that. Finally, we have our intro parts. This beginning that I probably goofed up the words on, and that's okay.
last night all I think about is you. Don't stop, baby, you can walk through. Don't want, all I think about is you. You know that I'm never gonna lose. Last night.
This can be super quick and rough because it's supposed to sound kind of off. And again, we're going to set this very slow. And now finally we're at the chopped and screwed part. This will be interesting. Let's see if we can get that sound we're looking for here.
Road shimmer, wiggle in the vision. Heat, heat waves, I'm swimming in a mirror. Road shimmer.
So we have our voice. We're going to start by transposing down an octave. And then we're going to adjust what's called the throat length, sometimes called the formant. And this is kind of... So formant, or throat length, is the difference between... it's the difference between this kind of tone and this kind of tone. You have a really tiny throat length, or you have a really deep throat length. You really like large larynx shape. So that was the same pitch. I was saying that at the same pitch, and I could do that at any pitch. Like, here's a nice middle note, ah. Here's a high throat position, ah, and low, oh, ah. And so that's what we're adjusting here. So we can push this down, and we'll get something a lot lower sounding. That's what we're looking for. That's it. Is it cut off swimming in a... Yeah. Cool. Now there's one more thing. I kind of got the timing a little off in this. SpongeBob and Patrick having a conversation. It is, though. That's a great way to put it. Is that one is SpongeBob and one is Patrick. Yes.
Yeah, SpongeBob talks up here in this really high register.
And Patrick is down here with a lower formant position. Those aren't good impressions of either of those characters, but it helps demonstrate the process. The swimming in is a little off time. Let me fix that. There we go. These actually come in here. Okay.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I put something on TV, so I never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clear.
Yeah, that's working. Okay, so now we're going to jump back into Ableton now that we have these vocals. I'm going to select all of them and bounce these tracks. This will be mono waves. There we go. Done. Easy. And we can hop back into Ableton. And here is where I like to get really organized with grouping these into an instrumental and then bringing in our vocals here. Now let's see where we had those. Here's our 4 vocal tracks. Let's bring them in one at a time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure it's not warping them or anything. Cool. Perfect.
Sometimes all I think about is you.
Okay, let's get these off onto separate tracks. There's the chopped vocals. Chala, head chala, caribou. I want to. You don't even know. I want to cover that and the theme from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Both are very much absolutely on my list to cover. Let's start with our main vocals. Uh-oh, and I'm going to do one more thing, and that's to get our verse vocals onto their own track.
Can't make you happier now.
Here's our chorus vocals. Let's just get one of these sounding really good.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June.
Just waiting for my mixer. There we go. Okay, so this is Virtual Mix Rack by Stephen Slate, and this is what I use on pretty much every vocal channel I mix. Pretty much anything I mix, to be honest. Oh, I like to also put a de-esser in front. And this just cuts down on the sibilance. You can hear the difference.
Sometimes all I think about is you.
Listen to the S's. Now here's without it.
Sometimes all I think.
It's a little more in your face.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out.
So I'm going to increase the brightness by adding a bit of up above like 14K, just really high-end shimmer, just kind of the breathiness of the voice.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June.
We're going to start compressing this vocal as well with a nice 4:1 ratio. That's hitting it pretty hard.
Sometimes all
And I'm going to push this until I see gain reduction in the 5 to 7 dB range. This shows me how much it's getting compressed.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now.
Cool.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now.
Let's listen to the before and after on that vocal.
Sometimes all I think about
Before.
is you. Late nights in the middle of June.
And after, just to show you exactly what I did, I boosted about 15K by about 8 decibels, 8 or 9 decibels. Not afraid to get really heavy with the boost. I cut 3K a little bit. You can hear, if I add it back in, you can hear the kind of nasal boxiness it was adding. Let's put it back in.
Sometimes all I think about is
There's too much.
Late nights in the middle.
You can hear how much that clarifies things when I pull it out.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now.
So it's doing a lot. It's very helpful. And then finally, I'm compressing it.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June.
And this is modeled on something called a distressor, which has a very specific characteristic that just adds a little grit to a voice. It's really nice. And then we're pushing the volume just back up to right around the 0 mark.
Sometimes all I think about is you.
Cool. And that's our vocal channel. So we're going to group that. And we're going to take that on over to our other 3 vocal tracks. We're going to pan those harmony vocals left and right.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now.
Nice. That's sounding pretty good.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June.
I want to listen to the vocals, see what kind of effects they have going on in the original. Give me 1 second. Doesn't sound like they have any delay going on, any echo effects, but there is certainly reverb happening. And I'm just going to drop a reverb effect right on this track. We're going to dial it in.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I...
Okay, now our verse needs that same vocal channel we're going to use as a starting point. Although I think we're going to make it be a little more upfront because it's all by itself. It's not stacked with like 3 other vocals, right? So this needs to stand on its own a little stronger. Let me just listen to the original, see what they're doing again. A really interesting quality of the vocal. I want to see if there's like maybe a chorus or something going on there.
Usually I put something on TV, so I never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. You just need a better life than me.
There's like maybe some tape saturation going on. We could throw Kramer tape on here.
Usually I put something on TV, so I never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood.
Hey, later, Lucky Mist.
Usually I put something on TV, so I never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I can never give.
That crash symbol caught me off guard. Eh. It's happening late, too. Need to fix that. There you are. Okay. This is sounding pretty close to what I want. Kind of want to try a little bit of micro shift.
But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I can never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night is come. But sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now.
Cool. Let's get our intro vocals placed, and I think we are just about done. This is sounding really good.
Last night all I think about is you.
You hear this? Yeah, this is very, very lo-fi. How close is my full music tutorial to being released? Caribou, I am just starting writing it right now. Sorry, I have the full outline finished. Now I'm in pre-production on the actual videos. It is set to be released on at the end of April. But there will be tutorials posted here, like every week, in the meantime, before the full tutorial is released. Don't worry.
Last night all I think about is you. Don't stop, baby, you can walk through. Don't want all I think about is you. You know that I'm never gonna lose. Last night all I think about is you. Don't stop, baby, you can walk through. Don't want all I think about is you. You know that I'm never gonna lose.
Do we have any effects on this? Yes, we have big shifting on this. So, what microshift does, this is what I'm using here, it takes it from a single solitary sound right in the middle of your ears, and it duplicates it and shifts one down and shifts one up just the tiniest bit, a little micro shift. And that's, I'm going to mix it in right now, you're going to hear it. So if you have headphones, you just heard it move from here out to the sides of your head. Cool. That feels just about done to me. We're going to do just a little bit of mastering on this. I'm just going to listen to the original for a second.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I put something.
Honestly, I don't want to mess with this. It feels really good. Let's take a listen to the full thing. Here we go. That's pretty good for an hour and a half. I feel pretty good about that. Going straight from scratch. Cool. This was a blast. This was a lot of fun. I have so much more awesome content coming on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe if you want more videos like this one. We got plenty of this. I plan on doing a stream here every Tuesday. I don't think it's always going to be remaking a pop song from scratch. There's not always a pop song that fits my my abilities necessarily on the charts. So we'll probably be doing other stuff like challenges, writing a song in an hour using some crazy limitations or something, and we'll workshop some ideas in the Discord. I'll think about starting a Discord just for this channel. We'll talk about it. Caribou and Tercera and Norberto. We'll figure something out. But yeah, this was fun. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Thanks for watching. As always, I appreciate you so much, and I will see y'all next week. I'll also see you tonight on Longest Solo Ever in like, I don't know, 7 hours. I'll post the stream for that too. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all later. Thank you, Puddles.